More and more states are allowing dogs to stay with their owners at restaurants and other businesses. And that's on top of protections already provided by the Americans with Disabilities Act that allows service animals in public spaces. But what do you do in places where it's illegal to bring along non-service animals? And are just some Americans skirting the law under the guise of emotional support? That's where we pick it up tonight. Is it legal discussion with civil rights attorney Robert Patillo and former prosecutor and Barrack Law partner Steve Barrack. Robert, I'll start with you. Very basic question. Is it legal?
Absolutely, it's legal. Many jurisdictions have tried to ban or curtail the ability for people to bring their pets to restaurants with them or to other locations. But in reality, whether it's emotional support, whether it's a medical support, whether it's just you like having your dog with you, if a state or a locality has passed a law which allows you to have your pet or your other emotional support animal with you, there's no reason to prevent you from doing so. I don't think anybody complains about going to brunch and having puppies there. It makes it better.
Steve, puppies is a pretty tough argument to face. What do you got?
Look, Robert makes me feel really bad, but I got to disagree with him. I think here in California, if it's not a protected animal under federal law, there are a lot of municipalities, including mine here in Orange County, that if it's not a federally licensed dog with proper paperwork, businesses can exclude the dog from being present. Now, whether I agree with that or not, being a dog lover is besides the point. I think if it's not a federally registered animal as a service dog in large parts of California, and I know in other places, it's illegal to bring your animal into a restaurant.
All right, Robert, I'm going to play party pooper here. No pun intended. Well, probably was intended. But, you read about, there was one article we were reading in the lead up to all of this, and that there was a dog waiting, and they were waiting to get a breakfast sandwich, and then the dog did its thing, and then the owner kind of half picked it up, and then nobody sprayed the floor. And you run into situations like that. I mean, isn't this a case where, there's a safety and health issue here?
Well, how's that any different than a toddler? If somebody has a toddler who has an accident and doesn't know how to take care of them, how's that any different at all? Look, I understand people who are dog lovers, the dog is part of your family. Your cat is part of your family. One of my best friends recently had a cat who was 16 years old who passed away. It was a member of his family who left them. And you have to appreciate that and treat them properly and understand that individuals have an emotional connection to their animals. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, the state laws and local laws should allow individuals to treat those pets the way that they should be treated, which is as a member of the family.
Steve, pets is people. Does that hold water? What do you think?
Well, I got to tell you, Robert's a very good lawyer, and when I listen to him talk, my heart wants to agree with him, but my head says, hey, dogs are animals. As much as we love them, it's different than having a toddler. I think, the unfortunate thing, really, why this is an issue in the articles, I read in particular about a case in Denver. It's really not the dog's fault. Let's be honest. It's their owner's fault. I mean, these rules and these regulations become problematic because certain dog owners are not responsible enough and are negligent. And therefore, they candidly, their owners give the dogs a bad name. I think if you had a situation like the one that you just described, where you had a dog owner that was a lot more responsible and was a lot more considerate to other people in the eating establishment, there wouldn't be an issue. So, look, hey, my heart wants to agree with Robert, but my head says, there are sanitary concerns here that we have to consider. And what we really need to do is be chastising these negligent dog owners rather than Fido and Rover.
Well, Robert and Steve, we have to leave it there. It's a great point to leave it on. Take it to the owners. Good to see you guys tonight. Thanks so much.